guy. You went to Tom's River East. I'm sure your fans all know the story. You know, outstanding wrestler at Tom's River East and then Clarion, and of course, where you are now. You remain very much committed to the local community. It always seems to have been a big part of you, that you love the fact that people know you're from Tom's River.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Tom's River made me, you know, so anytime I can represent the town and shout them out, I do that. You know, my kids are getting raised here, so, you know, I want to represent our town the right way.
And I know you talk about being Tom's River, but I'm sure you get your share of phone calls to do charitable things, which you got to kind of juggle in between your schedule.
Yeah, you know, anytime I can come back and just give back to the community, I try to do. You know, I did the Pros vs. Heroes. I went and spoke to Tom's River East a couple times about, you know, drugs and just pursuing your goals and whatnot. And yeah, if I can give back to the community in any which way, I'm always game.
And I know you still have a tremendous passion for high school wrestling as well. I see it a lot of the big matches, if your schedule allows, over at the Pine Belt Arena. You still love that part of the sport, right?
Yeah, I'm a wrestler through and through. I always will be forever. Like I said, I own the Tom's River Wrestling, or Elite Wrestling in Tom's River, along with Steve Rivera and Vinny Delafav. And you know, both my boys are wrestling right now in our top program. So yeah, wrestling is who I am.
And like what you do now, it's a sport that requires a total commitment. I mean, wrestling's not one of those things you just jump in and do for fun. Do the kids still have the motivation you see today, like you did maybe when you were a teenager?
Yeah, you know, you do. You see it, select few have it. You know, not all of them, but the select few are the ones that always make it the furthest. You know, like you said, wrestling is definitely a sport that isn't for the lighthearted. You know, it's there's a lot of ups and downs and a lot of sacrifice you need to really put yourself in the best position to be the best in the state.
Can we talk a little about the team thing? Because you've sort of built this team. Like, how does that happen? Are those just guys that share a common goal, or is it a geographical thing?
Yeah, well, you know, pretty much me and my coaches kind of just created this system, you know, and our schedule. But as, you know, we've gone through the sport, you know, guys have joined the team, whether they're young guys that came up or guys that moved from different areas. And it probably started by, you know, bringing guys in to help me prepare for a fight. They end up staying and liking it and moving here. You know, we have a couple of guys from Brazil, Edson Barboza and Marlon Marias, who bought houses in Tom's River now they live here and raising their families here. So the team has gotten bigger and better throughout the years.
You know, I did want to ask you, you mentioned, you used the word mainstream. And obviously this is a sport that's got its share of controversy. There are a lot of people think it's barbaric, it's brutal. Clearly getting into a place like Madison Square Garden and having New York allow it to happen is a big step forward. But how do you answer that? And I wonder, with young kids and stuff like that, would you allow them to do what you do?
I would absolutely let my kids do it, you know, if they wanted to do it and take it seriously. This is not a sport you could have, you know, one foot in the door and one foot out. You have to be completely committed. If they're completely committed, I'd have no problem. The sport's as safe as it gets. You know, I don't want to bash any other sports, but you know, football is probably a lot more dangerous than our sport. You know, and you know, not that we're delivering flowers or anything. You know, we are getting hit in the head, but I think we do the necessary precautions to make sure we avoid long-term injuries.
Obviously, it is growing, like you said. Any advice to anyone in Ocean County who might be wrestling or training jiu-jitsu, anyone that wants to do it for more than a hobby, and
yeah, I mean,
advice?
If you want to do this sport, like I said, you need to be 100% committed. You have to be willing to sacrifice and do things most people aren't. This isn't a sport for everybody, but if you put your heart and soul into it, anybody can achieve anything.